You know, buried deep inside every single electric vehicle, there's an invisible heart. It's not an engine. It's a silent, complex chemical dance. And this dance is what dictates, well, pretty much everything about how that car performs.
And when I say everything, I mean it. This hidden process is the one thing that decides how far you can actually drive on a single charge, how long you have to wait at a charging station, and ultimately, how long the car's most expensive component is going to last. If you want to understand the future of EVs, you first have to understand this dance.
So, to see where we're going, we really have to look at where we've been. And the story of the EV battery, well, it starts with some seriously heavy ancestors. Yep, the whole history of EV batteries is really a story of trade-offs. We started way back in the late 1800s with lead-acid batteries. They worked, they were reliable, but they were painfully heavy. Fast forward to the 1990s, and we get nickel metal hydride, or NIMH. This was a huge step up, tougher, more reliable, and it basically became the backbone for those early hybrids. But they both shared the same fatal flaw. They were just too big and bulky. They couldn't store enough energy for a true long-range electric car.
And that one limitation, that need for more power in a smaller package, led us directly into the modern era, the era of lithium. And today, it's really dominated by two major competing chemistries.
On one side, you've got NMC, that's nickel, manganese, cobalt. Think of this as the high-performance workhorse. It's the reason a lot of EVs today can get those really impressive range numbers. The big trade-off? It's more expensive and depends on some pretty complex and frankly volatile supply chains. Then, on the other side, you've got LFP, or lithium iron phosphate. Now this one was a real game changer. By getting rid of the expensive cobalt and nickel, LFP batteries became way cheaper, safer, and just incredibly durable. We're talking thousands of charge cycles. This chemistry didn't just compete, it completely reshaped the entire global market, especially for more affordable EVs.
But here's the thing. For all their incredible advancements, both NMC and LFP share a deep, dark secret, an inherent physical limitation, a fatal flaw that's rooted in the very liquid they both need to function. And that flaw has a name, the dendrite. The simplest way to think about them is as tiny, sharp, needle-like crystals of lithium. Now, these things love to form inside a battery while it's charging, and their growth just gets supercharged when you try to do it quickly. And here's why that's so dangerous. As you fast charge the battery, these little lithium spikes start to form on the anode. Then they begin to grow, kind of like jagged roots, pushing their way right through the liquid electrolyte that's supposed to be keeping the two sides of the battery separate. Eventually, they grow long enough to pierce the delicate separator wall, and when that happens, you get a direct short circuit. This triggers a catastrophic chain reaction called thermal runaway, which ends in fire.
So this is the really crucial takeaway here. Dendrites, they're the physical reason you have to wait 30 or 45 minutes at a charging station instead of just 5. Engineers have no choice but to slow down the whole charging process just to keep these crystals from forming. This one single problem is the root cause of both slow charging times and the constant safety challenge for all liquid-based lithium-ion batteries. But what if you could just eliminate the dendrite problem entirely? What if you could solve the core issue of the liquid chemistry itself? Well, that question leads us to what many consider the holy grail of battery technology.
So how do we finally get past these fundamental physical limits? I mean, how do you design a battery that simply can't grow dendrites in the first place?
The solution, in concept, is actually pretty elegant. You get rid of the liquid. The answer is a solid-state battery.
The core innovation here is both simple and completely revolutionary. You replace that volatile, flammable liquid with a stable, solid material, something like a ceramic or a polymer. This solid barrier physically blocks dendrites from ever being able to form, period. And by doing that, you get rid of the main fire risk. And once you're not worried about fire, you can unlock the potential for dramatically faster charging. On top of all that, this design also lets you use materials with way more energy density, promising a whole new level of performance and durability.
So really, we're not just talking about a slightly better battery. This is a fundamental technological leap. It's a true paradigm shift that promises to move us way beyond the physical limits of that chemical dance that has powered the electric revolution so far. Of course, building this new technology at a massive scale creates its own set of incredible challenges, and that's led to some really surprising innovations. In our next explainer, we're going to dive into the chemistry behind one of the most promising new approaches, something being called Samsung's silver bomb, and the new physics of the dendrite solution. You won't want to miss it.